in all her glory. I do have to be careful with this wood because there is nails in here. Well, I keep hitting screws and I can't see where they are from inside. Don't mind me. Just an average noise in the forest. Here she is in all her glory. Bum bum bum. Well, howdy doody guys, how's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Wow, what was that? Welcome to me leprechaun shack, mate. If you've been following the channel, you know we built this thing just a little bit before last winter. We've been having problems because I made this thing so airtight, and it does have a few leaks that last time we came out here to try to do a camp, it stunk so bad in here from like mold or something just accumulating in here and not having any way to escape. As you can tell, there's no windows or anything on this shack. We tried to make this thing super discreet as we could, but got an idea. We got a little fancy shenanigans sent to me, shenanigans device I should say, sent to me that we're gonna try to cut some windows into this, and I figured this would be a great tool to do this on because this is an urban location, and if somebody does so happen to come and try to destroy it, the device will make it not as much hard work to fix, replace, or start over, I should say. But anyway, yeah, this is the shenanigan shack. It is messed up for me being out here last time tearing this place apart. Kind of needs some TLC, but it definitely is a cool little shack. Anyway, let's dive into this thing. My idea is to maybe put a window on that wall, window on this wall, maybe a little window up here, and probably cut along the bottoms here because I got everything slammed way too tight on the bottom here. Like no airflow can really even get down there, and I'm assuming that's, well, that's kind of what it smelled like. The smell was rising, but we left this door open last time and it smells 10 times better than it did. I mean, it's a little musky, but not nearly as bad as it was. Anyway, let's dive into it. I don't really have quite the game plan of what's going on. I'm just gonna wing it and bring it. I brought my drill and some screws because if you watch me build this thing, that's what I used on this, so it'd be nice and strong if somebody did find it, then they can't really just beat the crap out of it. And also, I'm gonna take this tarp down. I don't want to leave this thing out here anymore. I mean, it's already crap, becoming crappier, but it seems to be doing its job. It's dry under here. It rained all last night. Yeah, shut up. Well, one of the biggest problems we have is water coming in off this stove jack here. I don't really know how quite I'm gonna fix that just yet. There is 2 layers of roof on here. I could sandwich something in between there to put around there, or maybe just silicone or rubber boot on there. But the mosquitoes are out thick. They are everywhere. Die! But anyway, let's dive into this thing. I'll show you this saw and go yeehaw. The whole plan was to not come back out here till winter again, but if we put windows and stuff in here, we'll be able to enjoy this in the spring and stuff like that as well, and even in the summer once we get some airflow going through here. But we don't want to jeopardize our health in here with all the mold and whatnot going on, or fungus. I'm not sure, but it was stanky. Are you guys ready to feast your eyes? Vroom, vroom. Cool beans. This is a little saw, 6-inch. I think they call it a pruning saw, made by a company called CC. And this thing does have a big old freaking pole that you can attach to this to get up into the trees if need be. And it's multi-purpose, and you can take it off and use it as a little handheld saw. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be great for something down here. We don't have to get something to do and not waste a bunch of energy with a handsaw. So I'm super excited about that. Like I said, I got my drill as well, and I brought some screws. We'll see what we can make happen. This saw does come with 2 batteries. The only thing I don't like is the way you charge it is through a little port right here. I wish they had a little slip-in charger for it, but they do feel pretty nice. Like, feel like they're built pretty well. They and they have a little button on it here to tell you how much battery life you got. Kind of reminds me of like a Makita, something of the sort. And you do have to put oil, bar and chain oil in this, and it does not come with any, so keep that in mind. But I think this whole unit with the pull saw and everything is only like 109 bucks on Amazon, and we're gonna test it out. The mosquitoes are just having a dang field day in here. Holy crap. What I think I need to do is take off some of these pads where I kind of want to cut in these windows, so I'll probably have to take this one off and see where we're at. We do have some solar power. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see how many spiders we stir up. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do these windows. I think what I'm going to do is run a board across and then cut it out. The idea I have is kind of like what we did on the tree house, like the roll down window style. So it ain't gonna be as waterproof as it was, but we don't want it. Spider, get out of here. We don't want it trapping in moisture anymore. I mean, a good solid roof and we should be all right, but come winter we do want it to trap some heat. So what I'm gonna do, just cut it. Bada bing, bada boom. And we'll just cut a friggin' window right in here. And be able to put like a stick or something here and roll up the windows and then be able to roll them back down. I'm hoping. I do have to be careful with this wood because there is nails in here, because this is all repurposed wood from a different shelter that got compromised. So I don't know what we're gonna do here, and I got it all screwed together. Maybe it doesn't have to be the biggest window, just enough to get a little flow through. So maybe just like from here down to here or something. I got everything just screwed together on the outside of it. I know I'm gonna hit a nail. I just kind of smashed this thing together. Wanted to get like something whipped up before winter, but here we go. That should be perfect. I can already feel the breeze flow through here now. This is gonna be nice. We'll cut this dead end over here. Perfect. Well, kinda. Let's do something like this, I guess. Now repeat up top, and then we should be able to chop. Yeah, that makes life so much easier. Not being too discreet, but we got a lot of foliage, so we should be all right. Like I said, this thing does not come with bar and chain oil, but it does come with a little container to put some in, because it's a lot easier to put it in this little thing and try to put this in here than it is pouring it from the bottle, because I get it everywhere. Put the lid back on. I think they say only pump it like 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna go 4. Just to give it enough pressure in there to go out, I guess. Well, let's see how this handles this. I almost want to take this guard, or hold this guard back, I guess. We'll just use our cutouts as firewood. Doesn't like tight corners too much, but sure makes life easier. Definitely making things easier than it would be to try to unscrew every board, cut it to length, and then reinstall it instead of just doing a stick here, zip, zip. That was the easiest way I came up with, so that's what we're going to run with. Tell you what, I completely ruined this blade already with hitting screws. Well, I keep hitting screws and I can't see where they are from inside, and I think that's as further as I'm going to go with this one. I'll probably chop that little bit off, then we'll call that good on this little window. I already completely, I think, screwed up that blade, but it does come with an extra one, so that's a plus. But the question is, can we go without hitting any more? But we should be all right. These back 2 walls, or this back wall and the front one, I kind of just stuck pieces on to fill gaps, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, we'll chop this little bit off and we'll call that good on that. It's still cutting, but we definitely did chunk up some screws there. I know maybe if I get a small enough file, I could be able to sharpen this tiny little blade, or maybe it's just cheaper to not hassle with it and just get a different one. But it did come with an extra one, like I said. Gonna be perfect. I guess we just do a little, like, we don't need to go crazy big, we just need some airflow to get through here. So yeah, maybe that's even a little bit too big, but we'll see. And we're going to get natural lighting from all this, so that is a plus. The question is, how are we going to do this one? It ain't going to be the prettiest. All these screws are just recycled, reused, and repurposed. They're all rusty. Some of the tips aren't even that great, but hey, you make do with what you got. This is gonna be a goofy one. Ah. I think I figured it out. It's a lot easier to cut from the outside in instead of the inside out. Like, keeps getting wedged, and at least here I can keep it somewhat straight, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's definitely so much easier. There we go, we don't need nothing crazy, just a little window. Oh yeah, that breeze goes right through here now. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place, but whatever. Look at that mosquito haven over there. These are some bigger logs. This thing's gonna hate life doing this one. Now these ones are some goofy offset logs, so we might just do like a small narrow window here. Something like so. Screw it and glue it. Shouldn't be too shabby. Perfect. I got them all screwed in so it's nice and solid. I mean, we cut a little bit too much extra out, but that's fine. This wood is pretty hard, so I'm surprised it actually is cutting it through is what it is. I did change the blade on it because we hit some screws with this one. I should be able to salvage this. Anyway, we got one more wall. Cut in another little hole or window, and then we'll figure out what the heck we're going to do along the bottom, because I was thinking maybe just wedging a few sticks or cutting a couple little holes just for a little bit of breeze underneath of it as well, because we do need airflow along the bottom. We don't want stuff accumulating down there. And along the bottom in the winter, all we got to do is just kick snow up next to it if the snow isn't that high, or we don't get that much. Putting in these windows, we did have somebody walk upon us before. At least this will help us be able to look through a window and see. And then when you close the door in here, I mean, it's completely, you can't see anything else, so you don't know what the heck's going on, if you can see flashlights or anything like that. So this is going to be an extra peace of mind as well. Anyway, it's a terrible spot. Oh, that log came off. That's why it's so far away. You ain't gonna be there too much longer, buddy. Tell you what, getting the saw as close as you can. That's where it cuts the best. That is for sure. Letting the saw do the work. This ain't too bad of a saw. Still says we have 4 bars on this one, but we did burn through the other one because I was cutting on the inside, and it honestly was not the best idea to cut from the inside. Well, yeehaw. Now when the breeze blows, we can even feel it coming through here like head height. Perfect. That worked out perfectly. As for the floor, I think maybe we should just cut a layer of these pads off, maybe like 3 inches off. I think that's what we should do, so there's just a nice little breeze under there. Heat rises, so as long as we got a good roof on here, it'll trap in here and come down, and we'll just be able to make it work with this. It's just like in a tent. A tent doesn't, like a hot tent doesn't trap in the heat for all that long, really. Unless it's maybe a canvas, like a waxed canvas one. But if the fire dies out, it's gonna get cold. Same thing will apply in here. If that makes any sense? If not, sorry for the ramble. Tarp's gotta go. This is a poncho tarp, if you can't tell. It seems to be like it's still good. It's been sitting out here for about 2 months now, and I think it's time to get it out of here. And maybe we can build like an outside like awning area or something like that. Maybe some sort of lean-to roof out here that'll be a little bit more permanent so we'd have an area to hang out out here so you're not confined to the shack. I also think we should pull this row up because it is trapping in a crap ton of moisture. There's an earthworm. Earthworm Jim! I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull this section up and maybe eventually pull that one out too, because it's just trapping so much crap under there. It's like just too much moisture. That should help, and with the windows I think we'll be okay. And I think letting this part dry out too is going to make a huge difference. Anyway guys, there's that. We got to test out a little saw, not too shabby. Just don't hit screws and stuff, but it still says it's got 4 bars on it after chopping away there. Yeah, but we did burn up one going through screws. My bad. Anyway, what do you guys think we should do going forward here? I know we still got to do the boot. We got good airflow in here now, so that is a plus. I don't know, what would you guys do? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you're new here, maybe consider subscribing. And if you like this video, YouTube added a new little hype button feature, so click that if you want. And like I said, if you want to subscribe, I promise you'll regret it later. And maybe see what the future holds for this thing. Who knows? Anyway, that's all the time we got for the day, so we got to get back to reality, guys. We're going to tidy up our crap and beat feet. Thanks for coming along. Your support is greatly appreciated. I figured I'd show you guys, hey, just cutting some twigs and trying out a saw. Thanks for coming along. Make every day great exploring Earth, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye now. I know this ain't the prettiest thing to look at, but neither were you when you're born, and your mom still gave you a chance, so come on. These are jokes. Calm down. Have a good day. Can't even see her. Hidden in plain sight, and that's all right.